everyone! In this video here I made exactly the same groove and I polished it with a grinder. Now I want to make a device that will allow the machine to do the polishing for me, as I work alone and I would be able to do a lot of other work while the column is being polished. The part is not complicated, but I'm going to start with a sketch anyway, to avoid stupid mistakes. There is no need for a complex CAD environment, any hand drawing will do. Something simple like this. What I want to make is some kind of an arm that will hold these polishing pads. They are used in large polishing machines like this one. I choose these pads because they are cheap, very easy to change, and I can mill them in any form. Only instead of rotating the tool over the workpiece, I will fix the tool permanently and rotate the workpiece over it. And any piece of scrap wood will do to attach the tool, but this channel has a reputation. So I will make everything from stainless steel and bronze. And I'll start with the unit which is responsible for attaching the arm to the machine. I'm just studying metal processing and I haven't had the chance to mill stainless steel yet. So before I start milling the metal, I'll make a prototype out of wood to make sure all the dimensions are correct. I also plan to use a lot of stainless steel in my laser building project, so I decided that a simple project like this would be a good practice for me in working with stainless steel. So I turned the workpiece on the lathe without any problems. And now I want to remove most of the material so as not to mill it into chips. I could use a bandsaw, but a large grinder is all I have. In general, the more I dive into the lathe rebuilding project, the longer the list of the tools and equipment that needs to be purchased. To my surprise, the milling went without any problems. The only drawback was poor chip evacuation. Small pieces of chips stuck to the tool and I had to stop processing several times and clean the tool. But as I understand it, this is due to the tilt of the tool and the cutting direction from bottom to top, since such problems didn't arise in other setups.
Oh yeah.
However, I had some problems while drilling. And this is where the lack of metal walking equipment comes into play. I drilled holes up to 10 mm in diameter without any problems, but larger diameters are simply too much for my small drill press to handle. So I turned to my friend who has a big drill press and made all the big holes using his equipment. He is a busy man, so not to overstay his welcome, I milled a large diameter hole where I could. It's time to check if everything fits. Now I move on to the mechanism of the arm itself. Mechanism is a big word here, it is more like a swivel unit. There is nothing difficult here, I just cut the blanks to the required length and trim the ends on the lace. Then I milled the hinge parts and made a bronze pin. Filed the pin flush and hit it with Scotch-Brite to remove any traces of the file. Now the tricky part. Like last time, I removed the bulk of the material with a grinder. The part won't fit in my favorite little vise, so we'll need a bigger board. Here is the detail I'm using for reference. As you can see, it works like a wedge to secure the tool. So I milled the pocket first and then sharpened the carbide bit as good as I could at an angle. And with a small feed and a small stab, I managed to get the desired result. The most difficult part for me is done. Now I'll just remove the excess material and make a mounting hole and a mounting screw. I also make these bronze clamps because I want the arm to be able to rotate. It's time to assemble and check how everything works. I can tell right away that it will take more time to polish the part in this way than if you do it with a grinder, since I have a low surface speed and the column weighs a ton and I'm just afraid to rotate it faster. But in this case, I don't care about the time, since my hands are free and while the column is polishing, I can do other work. Enjoy the rest of the video. Meanwhile, thank you for watching. I'll see you in 2 weeks.